Award. It's the 13th year of this award, and it's basically voted on by uniformed personnel, which is a big deal when your own teammates are able to give that award to you. It's meant to exemplify the leadership and the spirit of the late Hall of Fame catcher. It's the second time Chase Utley has received the award. He's only the second Dodger to win it twice. Clayton Kershaw has done that before. And also, it could be the last 8 games of Chase Utley's amazing Major League Baseball career, so certainly appreciative, I'm sure, of all of the last that he will receive as he takes this all in. Members of Roy Campanella's family presenting it to Chase earlier before the game.
Meanwhile, the pennant chase continues as play begins tonight. The Dodgers a game and a half in front of Colorado. Arizona's race has effectively been run. The Rockies and the Diamondbacks are scoreless in the top half of the third in Phoenix. And as the Dodgers take the field, here's the lineup that Rich Hill is going to be facing. Beginning with Freddie Galvis. In his last 6 games, he's only hitting .500. Franmil Reyes, he's got a 12-game hitting streak. Then Hunter Renfroe hit that line drive home run last night. Hedges in the cleanup spot. Hosmer at first. Will Myers at third base. Manuel Margot in center field. Corey Spangenberg at second base. Jacob Nix pitching and batting ninth. 38-year-old Rich Hill, his 23rd start of the year.
Rich has been going at about it a little bit on the Rocky side the last 4 outings, but the 5th outing prior to this was against these Padres, and that's his last scoreless outing, so he's got a good feeling of going against the Padres. This young team has not done well against him here at home. He is 4-0 with a .9 ERA. So whatever he has done lately, he's put in the rearview mirror, and he's glad to see the Padres through the windshield.
Rich Hill has averaged almost 6 runs a game of support from the Dodgers' high-powered offense. And so Hill now in search of his 10th win of the year. If he wins tonight, he'd be the Dodgers' first 10-game winner this year. 85 victories for the Dodgers on the season, 69 losses. A game and a half in front of Colorado. The Padres 5-12 against the Dodgers this year, but of course that 5-3 win last night. And away we go. Freddie Galvis, a switch hitter, batting from the right side, takes high. 1 ball, no strikes. Galvis at .242, 13 home runs. He's knocked in 66. Reyes and Renfroe to follow. Hill on 1-0, fouled off to the right. 1 ball, 1 strike. So what should we be looking for from Rich Hill tonight?
Try and avoid the home run ball. Teams have a tough time hitting against him with runners in scoring position, especially with 2 outs. If he's looking for a pop-up or a routine fly ball, that's his fastball. If he's looking for a ground ball, that'll be his curveball pitch.
The 1-1 is outside, 2-1.
Rich very emotional. Pitches with feel, not a big mechanic guy, so finding the strike zone early important.
2-2.
Once he gets into a rhythm, we've seen him just run right through lineups, then just needing to avoid those blips over the fence.
Galvis fouls it off to the right and out of play again, as we mentioned last night. The Padres are a team that is prone to strike out. They have struck out more than any other club in the National League. Just underway, 2-2. Galvis skies one into right center. Bellinger makes the play, and we are underway. Opponents hitting just .229 against Rich Hill, but as Oro was suggesting, he's prone to giving up the long ball. 19 home runs in 119 innings. And here's a candidate to hit one out. Franmil Reyes, 16 home runs, now hitting .285 and riding a 12-game hitting streak. .6'5", .275, and he takes inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Second half of the season, the Padres have been all right. They've won 6 of their last 10, 11 of their last 20. And made a nuisance of themselves against the Dodgers last night. A ball and a strike to Franmil Reyes. Rockies are hitting in the 3rd inning in Arizona, and they have just put 3 runs on the board, and they're still hitting.
A 2-out bases loaded single by Chris Iannetta started the rally.
The 1-1, Reyes takes a strike, and it's 1-2.
That drove in 2, and then they added 1 more, and they are still hitting.
Remember, Colorado just a game behind the Dodgers in the loss column. Reyes takes high and away. Dodgers at 85-69, Colorado 83-70. Thus the game-and-a-half disparity. The 2-2. Reyes stays alive. Dodgers and Padres finish up tomorrow. Final home game of the regular season for the Dodgers, who then hit the road Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in Phoenix. Off day Thursday next weekend. The Dodgers and Giants in San Francisco. Where else? Colorado will go home after their game tomorrow with Arizona. Their final 7 against the Phillies and the Nationals. 4 with the Phils, 3 with the Nats. Phillies were mathematically eliminated today as the Braves won the East. The 3-2 swung on and missed strike 3. Reyes is down. There's 2 out.
There's a different vibe in the ballpark tonight, Charlie. 2.5 games up yesterday. It didn't seem like the fans got into it till later in the game, but here they're almost cheering every pitch right from the beginning with that game-and-a-half lead now a little bit tighter.
Well, with last night in the rearview mirror, there was almost a sense of expectation inside Dodger Stadium. They expected the Dodgers to beat the Padres. And into right field, Puig going back, and he makes the catch. Puig was suspended animation for a moment. Renfroe flies to right, a 1-2-3 inning for Hill. That's Jacob Nix getting ready for his 8th big league start when we come back. Leading it off for the Dodgers tonight. And then you've got Justin Turner and Max Muncy. Machado in the cleanup spot. Bellinger in center. Yasiel Puig is in right field. Grandal the catcher. Chris Taylor at second base. And Rich Hill pitching and batting ninth against Jacob Nix, a local product. 22-year-old right-hander making his 8th big league start. And it's low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Nix has struggled in his early starts here. You see the 5.75 ERA, the fastball curve and change.
Drilled down the right field line. Gone! Leadoff home run for Jock Peterson. 24th of the year. And just like that, it's the Dodgers 1 and the Padres nothing. happened so fast. I was going to tell you, Nick's first inning batting average against is 367, and it just went higher on Peterson's 7th leadoff home run of the season and his 24th of the year.
Take a look on the Morongo slow-mo cam, and boy, did Jock turn that one around in a hurry. A high fastball, and he has done an awesome job of staying on top of that. That special new bat he got from Louisville Slugger. Custom made right in front of him. He boxed up a dozen on that trip and is still hitting home runs with them.
Well, the Dodgers on their way to an all-time franchise single-season home run record.
Nick's ERA in the first inning this year in his starts has been almost 10, so he has been a slow starter. After the first, it's about 5, so there's still opportunities to score runs.
Turner drills one into left center, and it's tracked down by Renfroe. Based on the first 2 batters, Nick's shelf life is expiring in a hurry.
Another high fastball. The San Diego Padres staff has started to throw more and more fastballs, with everybody worried about launch angle and finding that the fastball up is better than the fastball down. Not so far tonight.
367 batting average against, along with that hefty ERA in the first inning, and it's not going to get any easier for him as Muncy steps in with 33 home runs and 68 runs batted in. Dodgers this year, when scoring first, 68 and 26. And Muncy says, I got hit by a pitch. Home plate umpire Jeremy Rehack. Dodgers are going for the replay. Can't tell by that angle. Nix gets in the way.
Max Punt pointed down like at his toe and said, hit me right there.
Forget about it. Well, that was the only angle at our disposal, and we play on. 2 balls, no strikes. Now it's 3 balls, no strikes. So Peterson the leadoff home run, and Turner sent Renfroe to the wall in left. Nix on 3-0 to Muncy. 3-1. Rockies a 4-0 lead in Arizona. D-backs hitting in the bottom of the 3rd. Muncy takes a strike, 3-2.
Pitching at the top of the strike zone with the fastball, not giving up on it, even though Jock Peterson turned it around for a home run.
Jock's 7th leadoff home run of the year and his 24th of the season, and Muncy is down on strikes.
Shortstop,
2 out, and here comes Machado.
This is a bat the Dodgers really need to get going. This could secure the division title. If Manny got hot, he could carry the team.
But since coming to the Dodgers, hitting but .263, 35 home runs on the year, 11 of them here. And for Machado, his 58th game, it's low and outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Bellinger on deck. To short. Galvis picks it up and throws him out. Jock Peterson, his 7th leadoff home run of the season, has given the Dodgers a 1-0 lead as we head to the 2nd. second inning. Rich Hill's got a run to work with on the Peterson home run. Hedges, 1 ball, no strikes, 240, 14 home runs and 37 runs batted in. Hosmer, then Myers. Shift on the left side for Hedges. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hedges has fared better against the Dodgers than most everybody else. From San Juan Capistrano. The 1-1. Breaking ball for a strike, and it's 1-2. Hill retired the side in order in the first, 14 pitches and a strikeout. Hill 136 strikeouts in 119 innings this year. Back on another. Second strikeout of the game for Hill. First out of the second.
Rich has only thrown first pitch strikes to hitters so far, 1 out of 4, and that's very important for him to get ahead, but did a nice job battling back in that count.
Well, the Padres will help you some. They strike out a lot. Hosmer, been a long year, but he's been heating it up a little bit down the stretch. No balls and a strike.
Both these starting pitchers work pretty quick. So if the umpiring keeps calling those high strikes, that will aid both these guys. Rich lives up there. That one could have been called a strike. Nix likes to live up there in the strike zone also.
Well, of course, we've got the day game tomorrow, and the Dodgers will pack their bags and bring them with them to the ballpark. Hosmer grounds to second. And then hit the road, the final road trip of the regular season.
Baseman number 4, Will Myers.
Now Will Myers coming up.
During a lot of the season, Charlie, we thought those 3 games in Arizona that we're about to head off to were going to be super important. They are, but not because of what the Diamondbacks are doing, but trying to keep the Rockies behind us.
Inside and low, 1 ball, no strikes. And the Rockies have themselves a 4-0 lead. There's a liner into left, but there is Peterson. And another 1-2-3 inning for Rich Hill. 1-0 Dodgers. We head to the home half of the second.
Icons and features such as live radio broadcasts, the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, stats, news, and more. Download MLB at Bat today.
Bellinger leading it off at 258. Takes a strike. It's 0-1. Cody with 23 home runs and 71 runs batted in. And most of those home runs against right-handed pitching. Peterson led off the game with a home run, and there's a fly ball to right. Will it stay fair? Foul by that much. The home run, by the way, by Jock was the 204th hit here at Dodger Stadium. Most in the majors? No. Yankee Stadium, 234 home runs have been hit. Down in Texas, 229. Great American Ballpark, Camden Yards, Rogers Center, Progressive Field, Angel Stadium, and then Dodger Stadium. So in the National League, more home runs hit here than any place but Cincinnati. And it didn't used to be that way. When you pitched, you had the marine layer. This was anything but a home run hitter's park. Bellinger is down on strikes.
A lot of home run hitters on this club. It's not just the park, I think, that's playing a little shorter, but I think it's the lineup, the powerful lineup of the Dodgers. Franchise record, 149th solo home run they've had, and Yasiel Puig has been part of that power. Last 8 games, he has been so hot. 5 home runs over 2 games, a pinch hit 3-run bomb. He's been at the center of offensive tidal waves on certain nights.
Hitting .385 this month. Outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Grandal on deck, and then Taylor to follow. Perfectly positioned is Corey Spangenberg for the second out of the second. Well, we don't see the marine layer or feel the marine layer here at Dodger Stadium as we did perhaps when you were pitching in earlier.
Yeah, it feels like now when the sun goes down, the temperature doesn't drop quite as much.
And so consequently, the balls have been traveling with greater frequency, not only by the Dodgers, but again, only the Great American Ballpark this year have there been more home runs hit. (0-2) to Yasmani Grandal. Hitting .186 in the month of September. Peterson's leadoff home run, the only run of the game, time called just before Nix is able to uncork the pitch. On 0-2 into short center. And there is Margot, and there go the Dodgers. After the leadoff home run by Peterson, 6 up, 6 down for Nix. 1-0. Dodgers head to the fifth.
Go Dodgers.
Kentucky. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers, presented by Cadillac, Friday after the postgame show on Sportsnet LA.
As we begin the third, it'll be the bottom third of the San Diego lineup, beginning with Manuel Margot, Corey Spangenberg, and then Jacob Nix. Hill's first pitch is high and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Hill has retired the first 6 batters, striking out 2 of them along the way. Margot with 7 home runs on the year. And it's 1-1. Keep an eye, of course, on the Rockies and the D-backs as Margot backhanded at third by Turner. First out of the third.
It has been news that Justin's in a little bit of a defensive slump. That play was very clean. Spent some extra time working on his defense today and had a few chats with Chris Woodward, who does an outstanding job with all of our infielders.
One gone. Spangenberg the hitter. And he takes high and away, 1 ball and no strikes. To the left, 1-1. Just underway. It is 4-0 in Arizona. The Rockies on top. Spangenberg fouls it to the right. So Rich Hill looking to become the Dodgers' first 10-game winner. Go figure. Laredo is high, and it's 2-2.
The Dodgers have never had a season where there hasn't been a pitcher in double figures in wins, whether they made the postseason or not.
Comebacker. Oh, this is going to be a tough play. And Spangenberg's just too fast. Once it got past Hill, there wasn't a whole lot that Chris Taylor could do with it.
Rich Hill thinks he should have had it, and he probably should have. Let's take a look how it gets under his glove. Just about 6 inches. When you're moving like this, and all of a sudden your one knee doesn't bend, you see that front leg as he reaches down, well, that cuts your arm short, and you can't reach down and touch the ground as you're moving. If you can flex that knee and you've got enough balance, you can get down there with it, but that one just got under his glove.
And then got under his skin. Nix with the bunt, and it's a good one. 2 gone.
Number 13, Freddie Galvis.
Freddie Galvis coming up. And he flied to center in his first at bat. Freddie's been hot. Last 6 games, he's merely 12 for his last 25. The Spangenberg fast runner at second. Tying run. Galvis takes high, 1 ball, no strikes. Galvis hits 60 points higher, switch hitter, from the right side. And it's 1-1. Hitting .283 as a right-handed hitter, just .223 as a lefty. 2-1. Dodgers and Padres wrap it up tomorrow. Hyun-Jin Ryu and Joey Lucchesi will be the starters. 2-2 to Galvis. We'll do it again. "38-year-old Rich Hill. His Dodgers have beaten the Padres 12 out of 17 this year, but last night a particularly galling loss. The Dodgers in the last 8 years in a row. Vandenberg had that base stolen as Galvis fouls it off to the right. Last 8 consecutive years, the Dodgers have won at least 10 games from the Padres. And the Dodgers have not lost a season series to San Diego since 2010. The 2-2. Galvis stays alive. Franmil Reyes is on deck. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. This is the 8th pitch of the at-bat to Freddie Galvis. And there'll be a 9th. As a result, Hill is at 40 pitches. And this will be the 18th pitch of the 3rd inning. Galvis chops it to 3rd. Turner throws to 1st. Galvis retired. That's it. No runs and a hit. We'll go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's the Dodgers 1 and the Padres nothing.
Your seats for promotional nights and exciting matchups, including next year. The Cubs and the Yankees receive 2018 postseason rights with the purchase of your 2019 season tickets. Visit Dodgers.com/season tickets.
Here's Chris Taylor leading it off for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 3rd against Jacob Nix. He delivers high, 1 ball, no strikes. Peterson a leadoff home run, and since then Nix has retired the next 6. 1 ball, 1 strike. to Chris Taylor. Hitting .333 with 3 home runs and 7 RBIs in his last 12 games and 7 starts. But the strikeout has been the issue for Taylor this year. Leads the National League with 169 strikeouts. It's 1-2. Matt Kemp struck out 170 times in 2010. Jock Peterson as many in 2015. And Taylor whacks a single into left field to begin the third.
Swung and missed at a curveball, but then coming back with a changeup, and that one fades in towards the barrel of the bat, and Chris Taylor puts a nice swing on it.
For his 129th base hit of the year. Now Rich Hill, a very good bunter. He's sacrificed twice so far this season. Bunting it into the air, and Hedges will make the play. Hedges was headed for the stairs by that dugout.
The 31, Jock Peterson.
Jock Peterson has been very hot. We've seen a lot of different guys on this team heat up, and Jock is one of the main ones right now with Justin Turner and Yasiel Puig. But over the last 10 games, including tonight, he is still on fire.
His 7th leadoff home run of the season was his 24th of the year. It's the difference in the game, 1-0. 1 out, 1 on in the third. Taylor, good speed. He has stolen 9 of 15 this year. Shift on the right side as Jock takes inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Nix really hasn't been able to land the curveball for a strike as often as he'd like, but the slider and the changeup have been pretty nifty for him. We might see him try and use that with Jock, especially the changeup.
Nix 6-3, about 230. Toss over to first base, and Taylor back, being held on by Eric Hosmer.
He's dealt with a few physical ailments this year, and the velocity is around 93, the average from the mound, but he's got the capability of throwing the ball 96, 97 miles an hour, the Padres think, next year.
He was a 3rd round pick 3 years ago from Los Alamitos.
He's kind of got that Andy Benes look from the 80s. That big, thick right-hander that looks like he can stay healthy for a while. Has a good feel for his changeup.
Boy, Benes was a workhorse. The 1-0. Ball and a strike to Peterson with 5 home runs in his last 10 games. He had had just 5 in his previous 39. And Turner's getting on base a couple of times a game lately. He's on deck. There's a strike. 1-2 to Jock Peterson. His 24th home run of the season in the first, and for the Dodgers, their 220th. They lead the National League by quite a bit. The 1-2. We'll do it again.
StatCast AI powered by AWS, and they're going to take a look at Jock Peterson's first inning home run. It was a bullet. You see the launch angle at 22 degrees. The ones that we call majestic is 30 degrees. So that was a low liner that was ripped.
1-2 with 1 out. And the Padres are worried about Chris Taylor. Turner on deck, Muncy to follow the 1-2. Line to left. Long run, can't get it. One hop over the wall. Browns rule double. Taylor will be held at third.
So the epicenter of the offense is right there in the batter's box, and he lashes this double. The Padres catch a break, and the Dodgers catch a bad break when this ball bounds over the left field wall. That prevents Chris Taylor from scoring and makes him stop at third.
And Renfroe was not the most direct route either. Well, here's Turner. Hitting .319, and he has been on base in 42 of his last 45 games, by hit or by walk. A .416 on base percentage. At a call strike, it's 0-1. Turner turns around to Jeremy Rehak, the vacation reliever. And Turner not a believer. No balls and 2 strikes to Justin Turner with Manny Machado on deck.
Both hits this inning came with 2 strikes, and now you have 0-2 on Justin Turner, who is the best 2-strike hitter in all of baseball.
He's like what, 297?
Just a tick below 3. Yep.
With 2 strikes on him. That's supposed to be the pitcher's count. You have a 297 lifetime batting average. You're on the doorstep of the Hall of Fame.
This year, he actually has a higher average when he is behind in the count compared to when he is in the hitter's count and ahead.
0-2. We'll do it again.
Nix is not the kind of guy that can put people away with a big strikeout. He actually is the only pitcher in all of the big leagues this year to throw 8+ innings without a strikeout, and there also was without a walk in that game. Can you imagine pitching over 8 innings in a game? It was against Seattle, and not striking out a batter.
0-2 with 1 out. He has struck out 2 Dodgers tonight. Taylor at third, Peterson at second. There's 1 gone. Turner. Now it's 2-2. Middle of the 5th in Arizona, and the Rockies have a 4-0 lead. Rockies trail the Dodgers by a game and a half, 1 in the loss column. 1-2 to Turner. Base hit, it's fair. Rolling down the line. Taylor scores easily. Here comes Peterson, and arriving at second base with a double is Justin Turner. And the Dodgers have a 3-0 lead.
Carl's Cam is going to capture Justin Turner's 2-strike double. Right down the line. Just trying to find a way to put the ball in play, first of all, to score with a routine out, but no, it finds a hole, and he gets 2 RBIs.
Again, hitting near 300 with 2 strikes against him. And he delivers 2 RBIs, and the Dodgers lead it by 3. Muncy coming up with Turner at second. He takes low and inside, 1 ball and no strikes. So the Dodgers looking for a little revenge after their 5-3 loss last night. Muncy takes high and in, 2-0. A week week from tomorrow, the regular season is over. And a week from this coming Tuesday, the wild card game in the National League. The 2-0 once he gets hit by a pitch. The division series gets underway a week from this coming Thursday.
In the first at bat, he thought he got hit on his toe. There wasn't a good look at it. Had to stay in there, and he struck out. There is no need for a replay on that plunk.
Yeah, Darren Balsley's going to go out and have a chat with Jacob Nix. Home plate umpire Rehack is going to go out and break it up. Here's Machado. Bounced to short in his first at-bat. Was 1 for 5 last night. And a fly ball into center field. Well hit and out of here. A 3-run blast for Machado. It is now 6-0. And the Dodgers paying back the Padres in a big way early. For Machado, his 12th home run as a Dodger and his 36th of the season. Now Bellinger in the hitter, and he fouls it off to the left.
Manny Machado's 36th home run of the year. 3 RBIs, driving in himself with this and 2 others. And that gives him 100 RBIs for the year, and that's the first time in his career he's reached that 100 mark.
1-1 to Bellinger. Miguel Diaz is beginning to warm up in the Padre bullpen. So Nix, when he's good, he's very good. When he's not, 1-2 to Bellinger. Into left center field. And that's going to split the seam and go into the wall. And Bellinger is on his way to second base. He'll hold up there. Nix hasn't shown much tonight.
Fastball right down the middle. Belly just laces that left center gap.
Well, he has just thrown his last pitch. Andy Green coming to get him. Nix's night is done. Miguel Diaz coming in. Machado, 100 RBIs on the year. The Dodgers with 5 in the third, lead it 6-0. appearance. An ERA bordering on 6. Opponents hitting .263 against him. In 14 innings of work, he has struck out 26, but he's also walked 8.
Fastball averaging over 95 miles an hour, so one of the electric arms that can come out of the Padre bullpen.
Well, the Dodgers struggled last night with runners in scoring position. No such worries so far tonight with a 6-run lead. And we're just in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Puig bounced to second in his first at-bat. Bellinger at second. Diaz delivers. Puig takes all the way a strike. At 94, it's 0-1. Grandal on deck. Diaz steps off the rubber. Last night, the Dodgers 3 runs and 9 hits. And tonight, in 2 1/3, 6 runs and 6 hits. Puig, the 8th batter of the inning. 1-1. In the 6th, Colorado has a 4-1 lead over Arizona. Cardinals won this afternoon on a walk-off against the Giants. The 1-1 to Puig. 2-1. Pirates are shutting out the Brewers 3-0 in the 9th inning. If the Dodgers take care of their own business, they don't have to worry about the Cardinals or the Rockies for that matter, or the Brewers. Here's 2-1 inside, 3 balls and a strike.
These early runs were really important. You don't want to all of a sudden have a weaker opponent that you're playing. You lose last night when you feel like you shouldn't have, and then get into a game that all of a sudden is tight. To start to bust it open here early, everybody will play a little bit more relaxed, free and easy.
3-1 to Puig. 3-2. He's talking to himself.
I think he was swinging at a fastball, got a slider, and adjusted his swing kind of mid-effort, and then kind of chopped at it, barely fouled it off.
Bellinger leading at second at the bottom of your screen. He'll do it again. Grandal on deck, and then Taylor to follow. Taylor began the inning with a single to left. Still trying to bunt, fouled out. Then a Peterson double, a Turner double, Muncy hit by a pitch, Machado's 3-run home run, and Bellinger's double. Diaz taking his time. Bellinger's 28th double, and he's stealing third. Had it stolen, but Puig fouls it back. Bellinger was more than halfway to third by the time Diaz released the pitch. There would have been no play. Three balls, two strikes. Did he go around? Nope. It's a walk. Ninth batter of the inning coming up, and they've still put one out.
Some strong hands to be able to hold back that. You think how strong he is to start the bat, and then he's got to have the strength to stop it.
Six batters in a row have reached base. Grandal, ninth batter of the inning. No balls and a strike. Fly to center in his first at bat.
Austin Hedges just might have gotten crossed up, or they might have noticed some body language they didn't like out there from Cody Bellinger. So they might be changing it up.
Freddie Galvis getting in the last word on the mound, and Jeremy Rehak, home plate umpire, says enough already. There's one out in the bottom of the third, and the bottom of the third alone has run 25 minutes. Oh and 1, Grandal. 0-2. At this pace, we're going to have a night-day doubleheader.
The first few innings were moving along very quick, but the Dodgers will play as long as you want if they can keep scoring.
0-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Final regular season home game tomorrow. First pitch at 1:10. Joey Lucchesi and Hyun-Jin Ryu. Bellinger leading from second and Puig from first. We'll do it again. In the sixth, the Rockies have a 4-1 lead over the Diamondbacks. Dodgers fly to Arizona immediately after the game tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday nights against the D-backs. A 1-2. Grandal down on strikes. Second out of the third. And Chris Taylor coming up for his second at bat of the inning. So Taylor at 251. Good hitting over 300 in the last couple of weeks. 2 out, 2 on, and 5 in the bottom of the third. Taylor went around. It's 0-1. A Peterson leadoff home run, and then a 3-run shot for Machado here in the third. Dodgers flexing their muscles again tonight as Taylor takes high. 1-1.
If you could evenly distribute your offense throughout a series, the Dodgers would enjoy that. They'll have games in series where all of a sudden they get 2 or 3, and then all of a sudden they pop up with a 10 spot or so.
And that's why when we look at run differential over the course of the year, it is not always telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth, as Taylor fouls it back 1-2. For instance, the Dodgers beat the Cardinals a week ago tonight 17-4. Sunday night they were shut out 5-0. On 1-2, Taylor is done. Up, foul tip, stays alive, gets to see another pitch. So Taylor hitting 8th tonight and starting at second base. Well, it's been more than a half hour since Rich Hill last threw a pitch. 1-2. Check swing, will do it again.
Rich Hill has been a good luck charm for the Dodger offense. His last 3 starts, he's gotten 37 runs of support. And here again, before the third's even over, 6 more.
One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Hill is averaging on the year about 6 runs per game of support.
It works out that way sometimes, where one guy in the rotation gets a lot of support, somebody else is having a really good year, but they're not getting much, and you just got to continue to work as hard as you can.
Taylor takes outside, and it's 2-2.
It's the rhythm of a season.
Speaking of run support, last Saturday night when the Dodgers scored 17, it was Hill on the hill. The 2-2. And this will be the 8th pitch of the at-bat for Taylor, who began the inning with a single to left. Now it's 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Bellinger leading off second base, and Puig off first, and they'll be off and running. There they go. Here's the pitch. And we'll do it yet again.
I gotta have more Calvin.
Nix threw 46 pitches in 2 1/3, and Diaz has already thrown 22 pitches in 1/3 of an inning. So the runners will be going, but Taylor's going to step out a moment. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Bellinger and Puig. are off and running. And Taylor strikes out swinging. Tried to check a swing and went around. Big blast of the third. Manny Machado's 12th home run as a Dodger. And now they're sitting pretty. It's 6-0 after 3. Event for exceptional offers. Details at SoCalBMW.com. And by Jack in the Box. Try something different, like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls. Only at Jack in the Box for a limited time. Nearly a full moon. We go to the 4th. On this Saturday night, final regular season Saturday night of the season. Well, the Dodgers tonight, with their 6 runs through 3, that's more runs than they've had in any of the last 3 games. Beaten 5-3 last night. Beat the Rockies 5-2 on Wednesday and 3-2 on Tuesday. And here it is 6-0 beginning the 4th. Franmil Reyes takes a strike. It's 0-1. Reyes, a strikeout victim in his first at bat. Hill takes a strike. It's 0-2. Talk about run support and how Rich Hill has been living large. He is averaging 5.7 runs per game in support. That's the highest such number in the National League.
It's a very good luck of the draw. You're not guaranteed anything when you take the mound, but you know what? Once you start to get the support, you've got to pitch accordingly. Can't worry about your earned run average. You got to do everything you can. In this situation, if all of a sudden there are some runners that get in scoring position for the Padres, you trade outs for runs.
On 0-2. Reyes may have gotten away with one, and Grandal certainly thought it was strike 3. He's ready to throw it down to Turner to begin the around the horn. Reyes with Renfroe on deck, and it's going to go foul. .38-year-old Rich Hill. And tonight, making his 142nd start. Cubs, Orioles, Red Sox, Indians, Angels, Yankees, Red Sox, A's, and now with the Dodgers. Fourth season in LA. The 1-2 is just outside 2-2. Watch out. Make sure Hill's okay. He looks at the dugout, says, I'm fine.
You know, Charlie, things around the game have changed. Rich Hill on that foul ball, he tosses the ball to Nate Lasorda, the trainer. He tosses it to Matt Kemp, and Matt Kemp's going to throw it in the stands. He forgets. This day and age, there's screening there. Ball didn't make it, Matt. He got it back. Now they're arguing over Justin Turner Ward, Walker Buehler. That would have been a souvenir in the past.
Hunter Renfroe takes a strike. Flied to right in his first at-bat. Renfroe homered last night in the fourth inning. A screaming liner down the left field line. 0-2. Seventh inning in Arizona. Rockies continue to lead 4-1. So with the Dodgers finishing up the season in Arizona and San Francisco, the Rockies after tomorrow will fly home, spend the final week. 4 games with the Phillies and a base hit into right field. With the shift on, a base hit for Renfroe. The Rockies will host the Phillies for 4 and 3 with the Nationals. Phillies were mathematically eliminated today.
The shift is basketball or baseball's version of basketball, like double team, and he just beat the double team.
Mm-hmm. Pick and roll. Austin Hedges, a strikeout victim in his first at-bat, takes a strike, and it's 0-1. So Hill on his way to his 10th victory of the season. Oh, 0-2. Hill with 9 victories. Stripling, Maeda, Wood, and Kershaw each have 8. Buehler has 7. Rios got 5. The ball that just would not leave the dugout no matter what.
I think that's the object of their competition as far as grip strength. Turner Ward trying to show Matt Kemp, like, I can still outgrip you. Grab that back and forth. That game's a little less childish than others that were in the dugout and in the bullpen.
On 0-2, foul back and out of play. Hedges with Hosmer on deck. Another toss to first. Renfroe has 1 stolen base all year. He's been caught once. Runner goes, swung on a missed, strike 3. Throw is not going to be in time. High and wide. Renfroe steals second. Hedges has been struck out. 2 gone. Hosmer coming up.
Number 30, Eric Hosmer.
Hedges struck out for the second time and the third strikeout for Rich Hill. Hosmer bounced to second in his first at bat. That is 1 ball, no strikes. Hosmer an off year. Takes a strike. 1-1. Last year, Eric Hosmer hit .318 with 25 home runs and 94 runs batted in. Now he's under .250 with 17 home runs and 65 runs batted in. 1-2. So congratulations to the Atlanta Braves winning the Eastern Division. Today they clinched against the Phillies. Braves figured a year or two ago they were heading in the right direction. They really circled 2019 more than 18 to get to where they are now. So a little bit ahead of the schedule. And great when you have the first 2 hitters in your lineup 21 years of age. Hosmer to second base. With that kind of year for Hosmer. Easy play for Taylor. No runs and a hit. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Hill and the Dodgers 6-6.
Over the San Diego Padres, the number 2, the Hall of Famer Tommy Lasorda. Happy 91st birthday, the Land Rover Performance Spotlight. And what a performance Tommy Lasorda's career has been over the years. 69th season in the Dodgers organization. You can certainly see him from time to time here, usually at all of the home games. 2-time World Series champion as the manager. The last time the Dodgers won the World Series in 1988. 2-time NL Manager of the Year before Dave Roberts was Manager of the Year as far as the Dodgers organization is concerned. 1997 Baseball Hall of Fame inductee, a national treasure, still one of the most beloved figures in this organization. Happy 91st, Tommy.
No balls, 2 strikes to Hill, who pokes one into short center field, actually into shortstop. Yeah, that's the first time. What was the first time you met Tommy Lasorda, and what was your impression? What were you expecting? What'd you get?
I was on the AA roster in the minor leagues, and Tommy used to stay after the big league workouts and watch the minor leaguers play and sit in the stands at Holman Stadium if you happen to be playing or assigned to that field in Vero Beach that day. And Tommy came up to me after I pitched a few innings, and he actually said, if you don't pitch in the big leagues, I'm going to hire a private investigator to inspect your life. And that was the first encouragement that he gave me, that maybe he thought I was going to be a big leaguer someday.
Now here's Peterson taking a strike.
When the big league manager takes the time, watches you pitch, and then calls you aside and does that, it kind of inspires you and gives you hope. Gives you a lot of hope, because you feel like you're almost invisible when you're a minor leaguer a lot of times.
On 0-1, Peterson takes inside 1-1. So he comes over to you, and you're thinking to yourself, ooh, here's this Tommy Lasorda guy coming over to introduce himself to me.
Yeah, it was more of a he yelled and I came running, as you know, Tommy. Hey, come here.
The 1-1, it's 2-1.
Hey, come here, kid. You know, and I don't even know if he could pronounce my name. I'm not even sure he would want to at the time, but I just knew that he thought I threw a pretty good inning, and at that time it was a lot of fun to have a good inning in front of him and have him encourage me. But
you're how old then?
AA, let's see, that's 1981-ish. So yeah, I'm pretty old. I'm 23. I didn't make it to the big leagues till I was 25.
The 2-2 foul back and out of play. In those days, you were not unique in that you got to the major leagues at 24, 25 years old. It's totally different now.
Yeah, it's 3-4 years in the minor leagues was not a long time at that time. Guys who just come out, maybe a half a season, that would be like a Steve Howe out of Michigan, only a half a season in the minor leagues before making the big leagues. Very few guys jumped quickly.
And at that point, you're a AA kid pitching in the backfield. You had dreams of making it to the major leagues. Were you convinced at that time you would?
Not really, but encouraged.
On 3-2, Peterson slaps it foul to the left.
The next time I really encountered some big league personnel, Al Campanis and Tommy Lasorda, saw me pitch in the Dominican Republic. Manny Mota was the manager of my team in Licey and Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, and I was getting closer then.
Peterson takes call, strike 3.
But he's a very inspirational man on a daily basis, and then over the course of the years, after making it to the big leagues and really not making a huge impact yet. I remember Christmas cards and letters that he would write me in the off-season to kind of inspire you in your off-season workouts. He would call and check in with you at least once a month. And then on a daily basis, when you're in uniform with him, there's no stopping his personality when he walks into a room.
Justin Turner has doubled in 2 and scored a run tonight. And now he bounces to short, and Galvis will throw him out. That's going to do it. Nothing across. We go to the 5th. Dodgers 6-0. in attendance. It is Fan Appreciation Day, and you'll receive an Oral Hershiser bobblehead commemorating that impressive streak. All courtesy of your SoCal Honda dealers. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions. And of course, Tommy was right in the middle of all of that as you were going through that Alice in Wonderland season of '88. As that was ongoing and you were just retiring anybody and everybody in sight. What did Tommy do or not do? Was he a motivating factor? Did he leave you alone? There's a line drive base hit off the bat of Will Myers to begin the fifth. How did he push or not push the emotional buttons when you were going through this intergalactic stage?
There are a lot of different stories that Tommy used to tell me about completing games and going deeper into games, and one relates to poker, and he would say, you know, hey, Bulldog, do you want somebody else to sit down at a poker table and play with your chips and just get up and leave for a while and then come back, or do you want to play your own money? And I said, well, of course you want to play your own money. You're not going to trust other people to do that. And he said, well, that's what it is when you let them come in from the bullpen into your games. You need to stay in the game. That's your money. That's us. You've got to be out there. And so he had many different ways to kind of tell you what he really wanted you to do, which was to be tough and pitch through your jams and complete the game that you're starting. And there is no 59 scoreless without Tommy, because he sent me out for the 10th inning when there could have been the two of us at the top, Don Drysdale and myself, and that's the way I wanted it. And he said, no, I'm sending you back out there. And I said, well, if you're sending me out there, I guess I better try and put up a 0.
Margot fouls it off, and Grandal has room. Well, obviously, these days and how pitchers are managed in terms of innings, pitch count, and all of that, bears no resemblance to what it was like 30 years ago.
Yeah, the workload is harder now for a major league pitcher. I think the complete game is, you know, something that's a rarity, but I don't think it should be something that's counted against this generation of pitchers. I think the hitters have completely more knowledge. I think the game and the culture, as far as game theory and understanding when people start to lose it as far as their effectiveness and this whole third time around the order, you can play it out that statistically they're making the right decision by pulling guys, but I don't think you can let that affect your mentality on the mound and let that shorten what you're trying to do. Try and keep that long-term perspective and give everything you have, but you do know to empty the tank at certain points in the game in today's culture, because there's going to be a bullpen right behind you somewhere around the 5th, 6th, or 7th inning.
No balls and 2 strikes to Spangenberg. 1 out, 1 on in the 5th. To that end, Rich Hill this year, first time through the order, opponents are hitting 189 against him. That's call strike 3 and the 4th strikeout of the game for Hill. Second time through the order, they're hitting 256 against Hill. Third time, 262.
Now, the game has evolved and it's different, and there are knee jerks from fans and from people in the media and different people that say, you know, this is not the way it should be played, or the pitchers aren't tough enough. And it really is not that at all. It's just a new strategy to find a better way to win the game.
Francisco Mejia is going to pinch hit, so Rick Honeycutt is going to go out and give a brief tutorial to Hill about what this switch hitting catcher can and can't do.
You know, Charlie, I think the effort that it takes to throw one major league pitch nowadays is more effort than in my day. I think they have to be at a higher cutting edge of their ability pitch for pitch than I did in the 80s and in the 90s.
Why is that?
For me, the strike zone's smaller. The hitters are stronger. The hitters have more information. You know, the pitcher could be a mystery for a while, but now you've got all the data on what you do on the first pitch, what you do on the second pitch, what you do behind in the count, what you do even in the count, and the hitters are selling out to that. They understand their swings.
That's the meeting between Honeycutt and Hill just now.
And it's not only information, they get video. So the hitters have all the video on you too. So, you know, in the locker room, the TVs are all playing all the swings of you. They can go in and study it. They can get a disc and watch it on their computer on the plane. They're preparing at a lot higher level now to hit you.
Well, thinking back now, 30 years or more. The first fellas that I can remember who brought like videotape machines with them on the airplane. Tony Gwynn. And Greg Maddox.
And it was hard that, you know, I was part of that generation that, you know, asked Fred Claire to develop a video room for us so I could watch the opposing team. And not all the games were on TV. So the satellite dish at the top of Dodger Stadium elevator shaft went up, and we started seeing Pittsburgh on the road. And fortunately, I'm pitching against Pittsburgh, so I can catch the signal and get to view them a little bit.
Mejia on 2-1. Now 2-2.
But scouting, there's nothing now in the modern game that you can't get. It's really what you have all the information and the data and the visuals. It's just how are you processing it and how do you apply it? And I think that's definitely helped, you know, a lot of the hitters.
You mean there was time when fan graphs and StatCast did not exist?
Yep.
Imagine that. Strike three swinging. Mejia is down. A leadoff single for Myers, and he is left stranded. 6-0 Dodgers after 4.5.
Night it has been so far for Manny Machado on his bobblehead night. His wife throwing out the ceremonial first pitch. A nice job there by Yane. Time now for the Coors Light refreshing finish, and this is refreshing. Manny Machado catches the pitch from his wife and then takes Jacob Nix deep. A 3-run shot to give the Dodgers a 6-0 lead. That was in the 3rd inning. Nicely done by Yane and nicely done by Manny on his bobblehead night, guys.
And so we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning, and the Dodgers in cruise control, and the Padres with a new pitcher on the hill. Brad Wick made his major league debut 8 days ago. Muncy into short left, and Renfroe's there. And here comes Machado. He of the bobblehead and the 3-run home run in the 3rd. Machado, when putting the ball in play on the first pitch this year, is hitting merely .465, including 7 home runs. Let's see what he does with this first pitch. He takes it outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Bellinger on deck. 2-0. Now 3-0. Bottom of the 8th in Arizona, and the Rockies continue to lead the D-backs 4-1. To the right. And wow! What a play. Austin Hedges leaning over the railing and makes a spectacular play.
Padres completely eliminated, but not eliminating their effort. Austin Hedges sacrificing his body full out over there into the padded railing and holding on to it as his body gets jarred. Fantastic play. The beauty of the game, no matter what your record is.
Hedges from San Juan Capistrano. Bellinger has doubled and struck out tonight. Call strike. It's 0-1. Puig on deck. Right to first. Right at Hosmer. And he has to sprint to the bag as Bellinger was going all out from the batter's box. Nothing across. We'll go to the 6th. Dodgers 6-0.
At the Dodger Winter Camp Series presented by your SoCal BMW Centers. Campers will train like the pros for 2 days alongside top Dodgers minor league prospects. Visit Dodgers.com/camps to register.
Dodgers!
Top of the order for the Padres in the top of the 6th. A free and easy performance for Rich Hill so far tonight. No runs, 3 hits. He has struck out 5, hasn't walked anybody. And he's got a 6-run cushion. Into center field, Bellinger's right field. First out of the 6th, Franmil Reyes coming up.
Right fielder Franmil Reyes.
Again, just reflecting back on this Lasorda's 91st birthday, and 30 years ago, and the remarkable run of the Dodgers and yours, and just watching this game unfold tonight. I don't remember, all those years back, ever discussing pitch count by inning, by length. Oh, 100 and he's done. Or is, again, you were not subject to that. Do you have any idea what was the most number of pitches you threw in a game?
Somewhere over 140, I think.
Here's the 1-1, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
The pitch count was just coming into vogue. Ron Peranowski, our pitching coach, had the clicker on the bench, and we'd do it. And if he'd ever walk away from the clicker, put it down to go to the bathroom, I would go over to the clicker, look at it, and sometimes I would turn it back to 0 and click less clicks and just put it back down.
Like jury rigging an odometer on a used car.
Exactly. If I had a long second inning, by the 5th inning, I was going over that clicker and turning that thing back.
Reyes thrown out by Machado.
But I think, again, it comes back to my original point, which is I think that the big league pitch now is more stressful than it used to be. And I think that you could pitch with less stuff back then because maybe the strike zone was a little wider. Maybe the hitter wasn't quite as prepared for that. There were a lot more first pitch fastball hitters. So, you know, now guys are really trying to go deeper into counts. And I think even in some point we'll see that switch up.
Hunter Renfroe takes inside.
I'm seeing so many batting averages now on the very first pitch of an at-bat be so high. So I think hitters are starting to say, I need to take advantage of that. If I fall behind or if we go deeper in the count, I don't hit as good as if I get the ball and play on the very first pitch. So the game will continue to evolve and adjust.
Into center field. Bellinger's got a long way to go, and he's going to run out of room. Hunter Renfroe hit a home run last night. Hits one tonight. But the Dodgers still comfortably in front 6-1.
When we get the StatCast data on this one, this is really high for a home run.
Catcher Austin Hedges.
I mean, you take a look, and it goes right off the screen. 31 degrees is all. I was going to put it at 33, 34, but boy, that was an arcing, long fly ball, 405 feet. Renfroe has hit some long ones in his day.
And he hit a line drive home run down the right field line last night. 0-1. Well, our research staff, of which there are dozens.
Well, with the quality of information we get, there has to be more than one.
No, just a split personnel. 166 pitches, most you ever threw in a game.
Wow. Well, I knew it was above 140.
In 11 innings against the Braves in '89. In October.
Oh, you know what that was? I think I was one game below 500. We were out of it, and I told Tommy, I'm just going to pitch until we win or lose because I either want to be 2 games below 500 or 500 by the end of the year. So just leave me in.
1-2. Hedges is done. That ends the inning. The Renfroe home run gets the Padres on the board. tomorrow. Last regular season game of the season. Of course, Fran Appreciation Day. Joe Lucchese and Hyunjin Ryu, who has just been sensational down the stretch. He's got an ERA this year of 2.18. And Lucchese is a tough hombre as well. Puig to lead it off with Grandal and Taylor to follow. The Dodgers have hit 2 home runs tonight. And when they hit at least 2, they're 46 and 14. And they've got a 5-run lead. Puig is bounced out and walked. He swings and misses. It's 0-1. Puig, one of 7 Dodgers with at least 20 home runs, along with Bellinger, Grandal, Kike Hernandez, Muncy, Peterson, and Kemp. And Machado, of course, with a home run tonight, has 36. 12 of them with the Dodgers. Puig, Grandal, and Taylor to hit. Wick delivers ball strike 3. Puig is done. First out of the bottom of the 6th.
Catcher, Yasmani Grandal.
Grandal is 0 for 2. He's flied to center and has been struck out. Wick, a long lean left-hander, fires a strike. It's 0-1. So Grandal hitting from the right side. Hits it deep down the left field line, and he has hit it out. 3rd home run of the night for the Dodgers. 7-1.
Take a look at our Arco top tier play of the game. Every home run feels good, but for Yasmani Grandal, with all the work that he has put into his right-handed swing, that one has to feel a little sweeter.
For Grandal, his 24th, and the Dodgers have hit more home runs this year than ever before. A 3 home run night tonight. .222 home runs. 1 ball, 1 strike. So here's Taylor, who has singled and struck out to this point. After last night, the Dodgers were sick and tired of being sick and tired. And so tonight, game began. Jock Peterson's 7th leadoff home run of the year. Machado a 3-run shot in the 3rd. And then Grandal's shot, and that one's well hit to center field. But Margot will run it down. Even the outs are loud. And Rich Hill, who has been staked to a 6-run cushion coming up.
Hill.
Oh, he told you a bit ago that when the Dodgers hit at least 2 home runs in a game, they're 46 and 14. That is so 2 batters ago. Well, they hit 3 home runs, they're 24 and 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. And it was Peterson with the leadoff home run who got the Dodgers off on the right foot tonight. He's on deck as Hill grounds it foul. One ball, 2 strikes. Hill's done, and so are the Dodgers, but not before Grandal cracked his 24th home run of the year. And with that home run, the Dodgers have 222 on the season, the most in the history of the franchise. '22nd by this Dodger franchise, a new record. 3 home runs tonight, and Rich Hill is the king of the hill. A run and 4 hits in 6 innings, and outside of the home run hit by Renfroe, hasn't been tested at all.
Rich Hill now out there to start the 7th inning. Since July 26th has not gone past 6, so he's starting to extend his outing.
Josh Fields beginning to warm in the Dodger pen.
Rich Hill needed this outing. Needed it to get back on track. His last 4 were not really up to his par.
And on the first pitch of the 7th, Hosmer grounds out to second base for the 3rd time tonight. First out of the 7th inning.
Third baseman Will Myers.
There's Fields, and he's trying to battle his way into the postseason roster. He's had shoulder miseries a good portion of the year. Myers coming up, and he is 1 for 2. Dodgers 7-1. 3 home runs tonight. At a strike, it's 0-1. A right-hander by the name of Colton Brewer is warming up in the San Diego bullpen as Myers grounds it foul into the camera well. And it's 0-2. Manuel Margot is on deck. Myers has missed about half the season due to injuries. Just high. 1-2. For Rich Hill, his 7th strikeout of the game. There's 2 gone in the 7th, and Margot coming up.
Some high cheese that the mouse doesn't get. Even at 88, 89 miles an hour, because of the relationship with his curveball, he can blow it by you.
Margot has bounced to third and fouled out. Now looking ahead, assuming the Dodgers get to the postseason, and it's a pretty good working assumption. Foul to the right, and Muncy will make the catch. We'll pick up that thought when we come back from the 7th inning stretch, and the Dodgers leading at 7-1. Dodgers seeking to become the best in the West for the 6th consecutive year. Got a 7-1 lead on the Padres. And the Rockies are on the verge of putting out the lights on the Diamondbacks. It is 5-1. D-backs are down to their final out. So Rick Honeycutt is on the phone for the bullpen. Alex Wood is warming up in the Dodger bullpen. And Rich Hill, a job well done. With ample assistance from the offense. And Jock Peterson, who began the game with a home run. He's also doubled. He's scored 2. And Rich Hill, barring something terribly unforeseen, will become the Dodgers' first 10-game winner of the season. Ball strike 3. Peterson is retired. First out of the 7th. Colton Brewer, by the way, is the new pitcher
Justin Turner
for the Padres. First time we've seen him. Turner 1 for 3 and a run scored. He's knocked in 2. And Turner on base now in 43 of his last 46 games. One ball, no strikes. It's gone final in Arizona. So the Rockies win. Improve their record to 84 and 70. Dodgers at the moment are 85 and 69. And a little bloop shot in to right. But there is Reyes to make the catch. Chris Iannetta in the second inning broke the scoreless tie. Colorado would lead from the get-go. The Rockies remain 1 game behind the Dodgers in the loss column. Along about September 1st, it becomes the all-important loss column. Now it is the critically important loss column. Muncy tonight 0 for 2, been hit by a pitch, and Rich Hill had a great night. Much needed. You were talking before his last 4 starts, while his record was 3-1 against the D-backs, Mets, Rockies, and Cardinals, his earned run average was about 6.5.
He really struggled, especially with the home run ball. He pitched well for a while, 6-7 outs, but then all of a sudden just have an inning where it kind of blew up on him, and he really needed that outing. Get back on track, feel good. If he stays hot, get the ball in the playoffs.
Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. So we know that Kershaw and Buehler will be the 1-2 pitchers in the playoffs. The 2-2 line drive base hit. So Muncy hits against the shift and finds success with a single to left. So then the question is, after Buehler, then who?
I think you have a lot of candidates. I think you're going to see Ross Stripling in that equation. You might see Rich Hill in the equation for sure. You're going to see Ryu in the equation. And I think it'll depend on the opponent. It'll depend on if it's going to be a home start or a road start. I think it'll depend on where they think they're going to go after that starter, where they want to go as far as the lineup. Maybe even think about a kind of a semi-bullpen day. You have a starter, but you might only expect him to go 3 innings.
1 ball, no strikes to Machado, a 3-run home run in the 3rd.
I think the 3rd starter in the playoffs will be determined very quickly. It's the possibility of needing a 4th starter is where all of a sudden you're going to maybe have somebody that starts in the bullpen, or 2 guys that start in the bullpen that could be named Game 4 starters.
The guy you're looking at just did, Kershaw. It's a pretty safe bet he's number 1.
Yes. And then you want to see, you know, how deep does he go? How strenuous was that game in the pitch count? Can he come back on shorter rest, or do they want him on full rest depending on where they are in the game total, the win-loss record at that time? I think very much a very moldable play when you get into the playoffs, as far as how your rotation works and how your bullpen functions.
3 balls and a strike to Machado.
It's going to be a lot of tough decisions. There's going to be some hurt feelings on the team, and guys are going to really have to put their nose down, and if it's one of their friends that gets the disappointing news, they're going to have to still concentrate on a daily basis for the prize.
Machado takes a walk. That's a limbo out of the way.
Number 35.
Now here's Bellinger, who has doubled in 3 at-bats. As of now, as of this very moment, subject to change, the wild card game would be between the Cardinals and the Brewers. Again, subject to change over the next week. The wild card winner then will play the Cubs in the division series. Foul ball. And the Dodgers would host the Braves because of tiebreaker. As of now, the Braves with the win today, 87 and 68. The Dodgers at the moment are 85 and 69. That's as of 8:15 on this Saturday night. Bellinger went around. It's 0-2. Third base umpire is John Tumpane. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday nights in Arizona, the Diamondbacks will play spoilers. It's come undone for the D-backs in the final month of the season. Bellinger strikes out. That ends the inning. We go to the 8th. Dodgers comfortably in front. Good job by Rich Hill. 7-1. Your Southern California Ford dealers.
All right, thanks, guys. It has been a record-setting night tonight for the Dodgers in terms of home runs. Jerry, and Manny Machado getting in on the fun on his bobblehead night.
Love the 3-run bomb from Manny Machado.
These two guys will break it down after the game. Alana has reaction from the clubhouse. We'll see you in a bit.
We head to the 8th. Spangenberg leading it off against Alex Wood, who will be spending his time in the bullpen from now till the end of the year. And David Freese has taken over at third base. Turner gets the night off, at least the rest of it. Spangenberg, an infield hit, and he's been struck out. Jose Pirela on deck to pinch hit. The Dodgers trying to clean up the small details with a 6-run lead in the 8th.
Alex pitched last night, 2/3 of an inning with a strikeout. This is his first back-to-back, and it's kind of a test. If he ends up in the bullpen, we'll see how he can perform and how the arm responds, how it comes back.
Freese immediately tested, tries to make a bare hand. And Spangenberg is aboard.
It's the only chance you have with Spangenberg's speed, so even if he grabs it right there and in one motion gets it over to first, I'm not sure he's going to get him.
Wood's task was to get Spangenberg. And the infield hit. Josh Fields is coming in when we come back. About 2 1/3. Opponents hitting just a shade over 200. 30 strikeouts, 11 walks in 38 innings of work. Boffo box office at Dodger Stadium tonight. 15th sellout of the year. 53,536. The Dodgers continue to lead Major League Baseball in home attendance by a wide sum. And tomorrow, Dodgers pay back a little bit. It's Fan Appreciation Day. And Oral Hershiser bobblehead. I mean, what is going to keep you from coming to the ballpark for goodness sakes?
It's going to be quite a day for everybody. All the fans and all the prizes that'll be given away. It's going to be a lot of fun. And hopefully a Dodger win.
While that's going on, the Dodgers will be leaving town and heading off to Arizona. Jose Perella pinch hitting against Fields. The Diamondbacks are now just 3 games over 500. They have had quite the free fall. 2 balls and no strikes. Diamondbacks have lost 8 of their last 11, 16 of their last 21, and 20 of their last 31. Perella on 2-0. Takes a strike, 2-1. The Rockies finish up with the Diamondbacks tomorrow in Phoenix, while the Dodgers and Padres finish their game, their season series tomorrow. And next week with the Dodgers in Arizona and San Francisco, Colorado will be home for 7 games, 4 with the Phillies and then 3 with the Nationals. And the Dodger lead at the end of the evening will be a game and a half, but really 1 in the loss column. Three and 2 to Perella. Spangenberg is at first, nobody out. Now there's one out.
Shortstop number 13, Freddie Galvis.
Josh had buried a few fastballs away. One he thought was a strike, got called a ball. Nice job right there getting back and punching him out.
This is a night where it appears as if the natural order has been returned. Last night, Padres won for about the 5th time this year. The Dodgers have won 12, and for the most part have beaten up the Padres all year, outscoring them 97-52. And a 7-1 lead tonight as Galvis swings and misses. It's 0-2. 8 consecutive seasons in which the Dodgers have had at least 10 wins against San Diego. Last time the Padres won a season series against the Dodgers, 2010. The 0-2, Galvis strikes out. 2 gone. Now, if Fields can continue to stay healthy, he becomes a key player in that bullpen, theoretically.
And I think that's why you're seeing in a 7-1 game, Alex Wood just gets one hitter and Josh Fields is brought in. There are so many people in the bullpen and guys that will have an opportunity to pitch into October that you have to keep in shape, and you've got to keep them feeling like they're part of this. You just can't all of a sudden they sit out for 5 days and then you put them into a bases loaded 1-out showdown in the playoffs. All of a sudden you haven't been out there for a while. You've got to keep them in rhythm.
And in the case of Fields, make sure his arm is healthy and he can go on consecutive days if need be. Because when he's right, and he had a great year last year, Reyes slicing it down the right field line, but foul. 1-1. But first things first, they still have to win the division.
Exactly. Everybody that is active right now will be used like it's the 7th game of the World Series until you clinch. And if you are fortunate to clinch early enough, then you start to divvy up the workload for everybody and get it in order for exactly as you project who the opponent is and where you're going to play and when the game is going to be. But until you have that in your back pocket, you're not doing anything of the sort, but just working on the game right here in front of you.
So Fields has struck out the first 2 batters he's faced here in the 8th. One and 2. Two gone, 8th inning. Dodgers 7-1. A leadoff home run for Peterson, and the Dodgers have had the Padres in the rearview mirror the rest of the night. Jock began it all with his 7th leadoff home run of the year and his 24th of the season. Machado a 3-run blast in the 3rd, and Grandal a solo home run from the right side of the plate. That was in the 6th. Hyun-Jin Ryu and Joey Lucchesi. Final home game of the regular season tomorrow. Fan Appreciation Day. First pitch at 1:10. And then the Dodgers will pack for 3 days in the desert and 3 days in chilly San Francisco. Into right. Puig barely has to move a muscle. So Fields comes in, retires the 3 batters he faces. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Dodgers 7-1. 8th, while Luis Perdomo is getting his warm-up tosses in his 11th appearance of the year. And now he's working out of the pen because of the numbers you see before you.
He's out there to get some work, to leave a good impression on his season. You can see he's had a rough one, but these Dodgers, they're trying to stay in shape, maybe get a few more runs, finish this one off, and get on to tomorrow.
Well, the Dodgers with 3 more home runs tonight. With at least 3 home runs in a game this year, the Dodgers are 24-1. They've got a 7-1 lead in the bottom of the 8th, with Puig leading off and taking a strike. It's 0-1. Grandal on deck, and then Taylor. Tonight, the Dodgers proving last night was a clunker. 0-2. Puig is 0 for 2 and a walk tonight.
Everybody wants to spin a narrative on a game like last night, coming out of the big series with Colorado. You sweep them, and
Guerra at short.
And people after the game's over probably saying, oh, they were due for a letdown, or they had a flat tire, they weren't taking the Padres seriously. But that doesn't happen down there. These guys concentrate and bust their rear ends every night and prepare, and just sometimes it doesn't work.
You play 162, and the last time I checked, nobody's gone 162 and up. The fact that the Dodgers won 104 last year.
You're going to win a third, you're going to lose a third, and it's what you do with the other third. That's where you find out who the champion is.
And then you got the Orioles, who got 44 wins.
Just look at about 80% of the teams.
Most,
you don't have to pull the 2 or 3 teams that don't do that.
Most of the time, a 1-1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. It's tough when you're out of it by income tax day.
Income tax day is a tough day no matter what. I don't care if you're in or out of it.
Grandal slowly hit to the right side. Guerra picks it up, 2 gone. But yeah, the prevailing thought is you win 60, you lose 60. Yeah. What are you going to do with the others?
Exactly.
Second baseman, number 3, Chris Taylor.
Chris Taylor is 1 for 3. The Dodgers sent 10 batters up in the 3rd inning when they scored 5 and basically knocked out the Padres right then and there. And it was Taylor who led off the inning and ended the inning. 1 ball, no strikes. Taylor singled after Hill popped out. Peterson, Turner, once he got hit by a pitch, a 3-run home run for Machado, a double for Bellinger. And then it was just a matter of cleaning up the mess the rest of the way.
And it was a very nice effort by the offense.
And Taylor with his 2nd hit of the night. And David Freese coming up.
Third baseman number 25, David Freese.
His first at bat came in part of a double switch. Yimi Garcia warming up in the Dodger pen. His task will be to close it out in the 9th. Freese, since coming to the Dodgers, 8 for 24, 333 overall on the year, 287 between his time with the Dodgers and the Pirates. should the Dodgers get into the postseason, no matter how far they go. David Freese, who has been an MVP in the NLCS and the World Series in 2011. Not afraid of the big stage and the bright lights. Struck out on 3 pitches by Perdomo, and the inning is over. We go to the 9th. Dodgers leading it 7-1. Manny Machado's 3-run home run in the 3rd. That buried the Padres. By the time the 3rd inning was over, it was 6-0, and here we go to the 9th, and the Dodgers with a 7-1 lead. So Machado, your Lexus player of the game. Yimi Garcia is now on in relief. Another fellow, if he could just stay healthy. His 24th appearance, an ERA of .540. Opponents hitting .304 against him. It's been another frustrating season for Garcia and his health.
He's gotten much stronger. The arm's feeling better and better. Getting out there and being active, you feel even better. Putting in all that work to get healthy, and now it's about performance. Trying to get consistently sharp out there, day in and day out.
Hunter Renfroe with a home run to straightaway center in the 6th inning. He's also single to right. Renfroe's had a big night tonight, and so has Spangenberg. Between them, they're 4 for 6. Rest of the team, 1 for 22. Hedges on deck and Hosmer to follow. No balls and 2 strikes to Hunter Renfroe. His home run, the 25th of the year. Rich Hill, 7 innings, a run and 4 hits, on the verge of becoming the Dodgers' first 10-game winner. Wood faced 1 batter. A hit. Fields and would retire the Padres in order from there with 2 strikeouts. And Garcia trying to clean up the small details just in case. Tony Cingrani, another guy who has had arm issues this year. The 0-2. Boy, Cingrani last year, when Cingrani and Watson came at the trade deadline, that really beefed up the Dodger bullpen. Watson, of course, now up in San Francisco. And Cingrani, the Dodgers hoping he can stay healthy. And down the stretch we come. The 0-2 to 3rd. Freeze has it. Throw a little bit high on his tiptoes. Muncy takes it out of the sky, 1 out.
Catcher number 18, Austin Hedges.
Austin Hedges coming up. He's had a tough night at the office. 0 for 3. He's been struck out 3 times. Eric Hosmer is on deck, left-handed hitter. Can't help but wonder if Cingrani is up just to face him. Dodgers, of course, have the luxury of, well, tonight, 15 relievers.
The game has gone according to plan. Rich Hill with 7 innings. Hadn't done that in a long, long time. Manny Machado, of all the key ingredients of the Dodger offense, all of a sudden gets hot. That is fantastic on your bobblehead night. Your wife throwing out the first pitch, and you go deep. 100 RBIs for the first time in his career. Dodgers keep pace and stay ahead of Colorado, even though they were staring at a scoreboard where they were winning and ended up posting the final score early.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Other than the Rockies losing, which they didn't, it's the only thing that didn't go right for them.
Well, you can only control what you can control.
Yep.
And the Dodgers have controlled their own destiny tonight. The 1-2 drilled fair. Headed into the left field corner. And Hedges will go to second base with a double with 1 out in the 9th. And here comes Roberts. Cingrani, the lefty, has been warming. Hosmer, the left-handed hitter, in the on-deck circle. Thus the move. Warming in the Dodger bullpen. Eric Hosmer will be the first hitter he faces. Hosmer has bounced to second base 3 times tonight.
It's a rehearsal for Tony Cingrani for future regular season games and possibly for the postseason to come into a situation, somebody on, and face a tough left-handed hitter.
So a long night for Hosmer in what has been a long first season with the Padres. Down to 249 after hitting .318 last year. Hedges at second base with 1 out, and Hosmer takes high, 1 ball and no strikes. Bellinger in center is shaded toward left center field, and Puig is a million miles off the line and right. Hosmer 17 home runs. He's knocked in 68. 2-0. Myers on deck, and then Margot. Two and one. Braves clinch the Eastern Division for the first time since 2013. Cubs began the night just a game and a half in front of Milwaukee. Well, that's not exactly what Cingrani wanted to do, and certainly not what Hosmer wanted to have happen.
I think we found another ball that actually hits the pad. Yeah, he got a little bit of the rib cage, but got some of the pad. You could hear it up here.
Third baseman number 4, Will Myers.
First and second, one man out. Pirates shut out the Brewers 3-0. And Milwaukee's certainly running out of wiggle room. Ball strike to Myers, who's 1 for 3. Two outs from now, the Dodgers' magic number will go down to 7. Had the Rockies lost, it would have gone to 6. Dave Robertson, Bob Garrett. Two on, one out. Ronnie misses the outside. 1 and 2. And now from the Department of Just In Case, Kenley Jansen is beginning to warm in the Dodger bullpen. Two and 2. Now 3 and 2. It's been a struggle for Cingrani the first 2 hitters.
His rhythm is off. He's trying to get that arm and that release point out front. There's a timing between what your lower body's doing and what your upper body's doing. It's got to be timed up right to get it in the strike zone.
Into right field. That's going to drop in front of Puig for a hit. And now the bases are loaded with 1 out.
Center fielder number 7, Manuel Margot.
One more guy gets on. Fans that are still here at Dodger Stadium, the natives are going to get a little restless.
So Grandal is going to go out and try to settle down Cingrani. Margot tonight. This bounced to third, foul to the catcher, and foul to the first baseman, Muncy. A couple of former American leaguers in conference there at second base, Machado and Hosmer. Both at a better place than their teams from this year. Kansas City and Baltimore. Line drive, base hit into left field. Hedges will score. The runners all advance a base. It's now 7-2, and Nothing appears to be going right for Tony Cingrani.
Kenley Jansen is now throwing in earnest. You're going to hear the glove pop down in the bullpen. This bullet through makes a popping noise also. Runners move up station to station. No sense risking anything on the base paths yet for the Padres.
Now Grandal going out. And here comes Dave Roberts. It wasn't working for Cingrani tonight. And now it's going to be up to the big man. Kenley Jansen to try and close the door on the Padres. Bases loaded, 1 out, 1 in, top of the ninth. It's the Dodgers 7 and the Padres 2. Inherits a bases loaded, 1 out situation. Dodger lead is still 5 runs. Garcia got Renfroe ground to third to begin the inning. Then Hedges double to left. Cingrani came in, hit Hosmer. Myers single to right, as did Margot, and so now the bases are loaded with 1 out, 1 in. It's 7-2. Spangenberg is 2 for 3.
First batter effectiveness, one of the keys of coming in out of the bullpen. Kenley Jansen, bases loaded, 1 out. Looking to get the leading lady, even if a run scores, get an out.
Dodgers have to figure out how to get 2 outs. 0-1 to Spangenberg. Travis Jankowski is on deck. Seven runs, 9 hits for the Dodgers. 2 runs, 8 hits, San Diego. Spangenberg, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded. Jansen to Spangenberg.
Three cutters up and in. They're going to change it up, or are they going to attack what they perceive as a weak spot?
No balls, 2 strikes. Jansen to Spangenberg. Swung on and missed, strike 3. 2 out.
Top of the strike zone again. 93 from Kenley's like 96, 97 from another normal human being. He gets down the hill, so the relative velocity is on you a lot quicker.
Two out. Jankowski takes outside, 1 ball and no strikes. The 1-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. Travis Jankowski. And again, here's Kenley just getting ready for high leverage situations. Beginning about 10 days from now. The 1-1. Grounded foul up the third baseline. The Dodgers a strike away. Night began with 53,536 here at Dodger Stadium. Most of them are still here. 1-2, the pitch. Swung and missed, strike 3. The Dodgers win it 7-2. Now their magic number is down to 7. Rich Hill wins his 10th. Machado a 3-run home run. Peterson hit 1, and Grandal hit 1. The Dodgers improved their record to 86-69, and now 7 games remain. So the Dodgers win it 7-2, 7-9-0. San Diego 2 runs, 8 hits, no errors. That's a wrap for us. For a lot of Rizzo, Laurel Hershiser, Charlie Steiner saying good night and goodbye from Dodger Stadium. Now stay tuned for Access Sportsnet Dodgers.